but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me, but I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. the chat room.
I follow to the edge of it all.
City, gender.
To the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no better one. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no better one. Ooh, susceptible now before the moment flies. It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah, and nothing can stop me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible now before the moment flies. Yeah.
Bobbledy bop. We're back. Shout out to the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. The CIA, one love to the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies in the house. The FBI. Yeah, let's get it. How we doing, everybody? Welcome back. Let's get the likes up. We're going to get directly into this thing because we got a lot to cover. Candle of the evening. Laurier 62 from Le Labo, fragrance of the evening. We got two bangers. The new one from Bond Nomad. And if you're lucky enough to get this one, Riverside Drive. Man, old school. Basil, pineapple leaf, cardamom. God dang, that stuff smells so good. All right, you see the title of the show. Love don't drive you crazy. It's modern women. Let's get it.
Going public with this learning disorder that you're thinking.
Is it just you're an open book and you said, fuck it?
I'm just open book and fuck it. This is who I am. And by the way, it's also a way of apologizing to a lot of people without having to call them up. Because come on, you know, I'm a total fucking weirdo. Anybody that knows me has been around me. It's like, what's up with that guy? It's a little, does he like me? You know what I mean? People fucking say that shit, think I don't like him. I suffer from big ego, low self-esteem. And when I say big ego, it's only about telling jokes. If it's got something to do with my work, I'm the baddest motherfucker alive. But anything else, it's like I just feel not worthy of anyone's attention, anyone's love, any accolades, just anything.
I can't tell you that I'm any different. I don't know. I mean, I do know where it comes from. It all stems from your relationship with your parents and how you were raised. It stems from a relation with your parents. It stems from, you went through this, you and I have this in common. Like you went to a black school, I went to a white school. And you have this childhood trauma that you haven't dealt with. And you think you've dealt with it because you're on the radio and you talk about it and you made a lot of money. And I think I've dealt with it because I can write jokes about it, but I never dealt with it. That was just a horrible existence. The closest character I can relate to is Tim Robbins in The Shawshank. Every day was hell.
I was a nigga and I got fucking my ass beat and I got physically fucked up and sometimes some sexual shit happened. And yeah, like I wasn't rape, but rape-ish.
Don't you remember the name of every kid who beat the shit out of you?
I was doing a movie a couple of years ago and one of my bullies was working security on the movie.
Get the lights up or the chat room goes away.
A guy who literally one day in school turned me upside down and shook the money out of my pockets. And I'm filming a scene. This is a top 5. And I look and I'm like, is that B? I'll just say B. And he nodded, kind of shame, he was kind of ashamed. And I just gave him just a quick look like, hey man, I hope you're doing well. You take care. And I kept it moving. I didn't like, get him off the set, get him fired. It's like his sin has punished him. He could have been my friend.
Right.
You know what I mean? He could have been in the trailer with us watching The Godfather. You know what I mean? Like the fact that he had to go through that whole day and watch me walk around and watch me, I was directing a movie and watch me be me in all my glory. And to be so close to me, but yet so motherfucking far.
Right. You got your revenge. Yeah.
I didn't have to do anything. You ever watch Bugs Bunny? Bugs
all
Bunny.
the time.
When did Elmer Fudd get really mad at Bugs Bunny? Not when he shot him in the face with an anvil. Not when he hit him over the head with a rock. You know when Elmer Fudd got really mad? When Bugs Bunny kissed him.
Yeah, that's true.
That's when he would lose his mind. And when somebody like does you wrong, just give him a kiss.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
Jim Carrey weighing in on Will Smith's Oscar controversy during a new interview with Gayle King for CBS Mornings.
They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
Forever.
Jim Carrey was on hand promoting his new movie, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but yeah, he made it clear how he felt about Will Smith's actions on Sunday night.
You do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
Since Sunday night, the Academy has launched a formal review into Smith's actions on stage, and Will has since issued
Hit the like button, people.
apologizing to Chris Rock, saying in part, quote, I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I was embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. On Sunday, Extra spoke to many stars who also weighed in on Will's behavior.
You watched the show. I'm sure you saw the moment everyone is talking about between Chris and Will. Your thoughts?
I don't condone violence. I just don't see any reason for it. I do know that if you can have any comedian and the rest of the show, everyone was being ridiculed in some way.
Right.
The only difference was, I think if you're a celebrity and you're in there, you know that's going to happen.
Sure.
Maybe, this was his wife, so it was different.
Right.
But I'm not sure you run up and punch someone in the face.
If you remember, Chris hosted the Oscars,
Yes.
and brilliantly. I mean, I just remember it was just kind of like better than anyone.
Yeah.
And Chris is a genius comic that has been doing it for many, many decades. And the premise being that these indeed are jokes.
Do you think as a comedian, though, you should ever worry about needing to be censored?
I think anytime, Chris is one of those comics that he and Chappelle are the GOATs. And they're like the youngest, oldest comics in the world. They've been doing it since they were kids. And I think, the contract you set up with the audience is that these are indeed jokes and we have to embrace our freedom of speech.
You like jaw on the floor?
First of all, do you know that joke that Chris did? I remember when that movie came out.
Yeah.
And that was a way to insult a woman, her sexuality, her physique. It was a way to call a woman a homosexual, basically. And she's sitting right next to her. It was like that. I remember that in school. That they would do that to people.
Here's the thing of it. I understand that defending the honor of your wife. I'm that dude. But you don't have to do something. He didn't dishonor her. For that. He didn't do that. That joke was not worthy of the reaction. If he was going to have a reaction, I think that Will should have done the man thing, was step to him afterwards in that press room, and if he wanted to slap Chris then, he could have slapped Chris in the press room and seen how it went. But see,
Will laughed.
But see, he laughed at the joke till he saw Jada's reaction. Yeah. Now, now, let me tell you something. That's a Hollywood move now. To go up there on national TV, slap another black man, turn around your back and walk off, because you know he can't do nothing. See, and I know this. I know he know this, because Will been in Hollywood long enough. So now to turn your back and walk off, you're going to slap the dude and then turn around and walk off. You know in real life that ain't the way this going to go. You already know. And Rock is a Jersey boy. So no. So, and I didn't think the moment was that. And I think he overreacted, like Carla said. He paid too much into the moment. His acceptance speech, that was raggedy, apologizing to the Academy. But here's what I think is going to happen. When this go down and wake up the right way, there's going to be some type of banning from the Oscars of Will Smith.
Yeah.
Because look, they took Kanye off the Grammys. They took him off the Grammys. The Oscars is all Hollywood is about. It's their biggest moment. And for you to do that on the biggest moment,
they don't condone violence. They don't. The Academy does not condone violence.
Denzel told him right.
Yeah.
In your biggest moment is when the devil comes for you.
Yeah.
You should have handled that totally.
Back though.
Yeah, he said in his acceptance speech that Denzel told him that at your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you.
I'm the devil. If I'm Chris Rock, I'm the devil that's coming for him. I'm coming up out that Purple Tom Ford, or Brioni, or a Caesar Antolini. I don't know who that was, but I'm coming up out of that. I'm coming up out of these clothes, but I don't care nothing about that. Man, you can't do that to somebody, Skip. So now comedians, can they not say anything or worried about people coming up on stage? So don't go, listen, if you're sensitive, don't you take your ass to no comedy show. Because these are comedians and they make light of situations. So if you go down there and you got on some bull jive, they're going to make fun of you. If you look like some bull jive, they're going to make fun of you. Chris Rock should have thought about. I say the joke. The person that I say the joke about, her husband. So now I already feel tension. I feel confrontation. Or I'm getting off the first one. Because the moment I feel confrontation, I got to end it. I'm not finna let you walk up on me like that. We argue, Skip. We going back and forth. You across the room, and here you come walking towards me. What I think? You coming to offer me a drink? What he should have done is what DC Young Fly did last year when somebody came up on the stage and whipped him. He's protecting his wife. Well, where was her protection of a man when she was at the red table talking about what she was doing with this entanglement? Where was her protection of her husband? He a bigger man than me. I ain't that big a man. Ain't a road high enough for me to take.
Thank you. All right, that's what I wanted you guys to see. Shannon Sharp kind of summed up my sentiments exactly. Ain't no road high enough for me to take, but I understand, I get it. But I also want you guys to understand something too, as we get into this. Modern women, well, I'll let Will tell you better than me. This has been put off on modern women and men and all other kind of stuff. I don't think it's anything as elaborate as that. I think what we're not talking about is what we did not, the other thing we did not see.
All of these black women that I get to
hide their past.
All of these black women that I get to protect and shine a light on. There was a time in my life where I was concerned with, being a movie star. That concern has moved on.
Will admitted in his biography released in November that he's put on a tough Hollywood persona.
To hide the coward. The coward.
Yeah. I was probably 9 and I watched my father beat up my mother, and I was too scared to do anything. I was never going to be
9 years
scared
old.
again.
Childhood violence also affected Chris's life. The struggles played out in his autobiographical sitcom, Everybody Hates Chris.
I was bullied ridiculously. I was a little guy and I was black, right? So I'm getting double bullied.
In January, on Dana Carvey and David Spade's podcast, Chris explained how retaliating with violence left him scarred.
I went home, I put a brick in a book bag and smacked this guy in the face with this brick and stomped him Joe Pesci style. To the point, we thought he might die. As my shrink puts it to me, you have been scared to be angry ever since.
Will has not approached Chris and his family. And I think it requires perhaps some sort of phone call. Or,
I think when everybody stops
know.
looking, that may happen. There's just too much heat.
Just want to reiterate that the two have not spoken. From what we hear, Chris is willing to have a man-to-man, face-to-face sit-down.
So, like I said yesterday, everybody's worried so much about Will, and all I saw was what I saw was a man who was bigger, walking on stage to a guy who he knew wasn't a threat. And I think it's funny, like Jim Carrey said, I was disgusted that they stood up and applauded when you guys are supposed to be so much against violence and domestic violence and I saw all this other stuff. You see but again, it's because a black man this happened to, mind you. Couldn't have been anybody else. But why is this so? Why am I on this? Kevin, why are you on this? We already saw this yesterday. No, we really didn't. You really didn't see it like you're about to see it. You didn't see it like you were about to see it because you need to understand something that women that's why I say women should be feminine, beautiful, and inspirational. Women have a sacred place in the world, and that place is a man's psyche. A woman can inspire a man to do great things, or she can destroy him. Now, I'm going to use a term, and I'm going to say right now, I'm not a clinician, and this is nowhere close to being a clinical diagnosis. But the word narcissist kept coming up when I'm looking at Jada. Jada. The word narcissist kept coming up. And I think it's more important than anything else that we understand how somebody who has your heart like a woman can have on a man. You look at the impact it had on Lil Will when he was a boy, 9 years old. But let's talk about it. I want you guys to see something. Y'all think that this is being blown out of proportion? You don't understand the psychiatric hold this woman has on him? Well, let's see, shall we? This was a big regret for me too, because I could never open up to interact with Tupac. Smith shared at the Breakfast Club. I was the soft rapper from Philly, and he was Tupac. I was deeply insecure that I wasn't man enough to handle that relationship. What relationship are we talking about? We're talking about the relationship his wife openly talks about all the time. Again, we have been visited with more of the Smith family shenanigans than I care. Here it is again. Will Smith recently said about Tupac, I hated that I wasn't what he was in the world. I suffered raging jealousy. I wanted Jada to look at me like that. Let that sink in. Because Will Smith was sitting there laughing like everybody else was. But what ends up happening? He has get the likes up, people. We need 3,000 more likes or I'm shutting the chat room off only down to members. Come on. I'm leaving it to subscribers, but get the likes up. You have 60 seconds to hit the like button or the chat goes to members only. Why is this important? Because I need you to understand something about narcissism, gaslighting, triangulation, and a lot of deep-seated stuff. That's why I always talk about we need therapy so much in our community, because this stuff doesn't get talked about. You think about it. You can become one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, squeaky clean image. Women love you around the world, and this is what's going on in your house. Your wife is in love with a dead man. Oh, we all heard about August Alsina. You've also heard the rumor about Will Smith walking in on Jada and Mark Anthony. That's alleged, apparently. I don't know if it's been confirmed yet, but it's still, the rumor's still out there. But at the end of the day, no one sits around and says Will Smith is running that relationship or he's a happy man. And if you think it just extends just between him and his wife, oh, you are sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken. One of the few outs when you are a man and you get with a woman, and we're going to talk about how narcissistic tendencies can impact another person. If you deal with someone with narcissistic tendencies, they make you feel like you're crazy. I've been in this position before. I know people who've been in this position before. And that's why I could see what was going on. And I'm like, uh-oh. Narcissistic tendencies. Because narcissists have a way of crafting reality, and their victims, the person they're involved with, can believe it so much that you feel like you deserve it. So much to where you feel like that you got to continue to prove yourself over and over, and he can never be Tupac. Well, Kevin, you're over exaggerating this Tupac thing. Oh, really? Uh-huh. Dear Tupac, I know you are alive someplace. I think my mommy really misses you. Can you please come back? Can you come back so me and my mommy can be happy? I wish you were here. I really do. Willow. What? Willow. Tupac got killed in what, 95, 96? Willow never met Tupac. Why is this little girl writing a letter to Tupac? Why is Will Smith's daughter writing a letter to Tupac? What is being said in that house to get this little girl not writing Santa Claus, not writing the Easter Bunny, writing Tupac? Can you come back so me and my mama and we can be happy? Tupac? Fam, do y'all understand why Will is... I said it last night. Hold on. I said it last night, the other night. I said it the other day. We're tired of being pressed with the Smith family mess. And I said it on Monday. I hope it comes out that he was drunk on drugs or something, because then you could kind of see how you could excuse it. But I said, more than anything, what does he need to do? He needs therapy. And that's what you heard today. Will Smith is going to seek therapy now to deal with unresolved issues from his childhood. Well, where did these come from? Oh, we are going there.
Execute Order 66.
Where did these issues come from, y'all? Uh-oh, I'm going there. Oh, can't question Big Mama. Can't question Big Mama. Can't question Lil Mama. Oh, well, wait a minute. He said he felt powerless on watching his mom and dad, such and so forth. Look, I'm not going to touch that part of it, because what I'm going to say is far too many kids especially when you're a boy, you feel like when your dad ain't around, you're supposed to be everything to a woman. And this is what I see with Will. He's trying to be everything to a woman who didn't ever really want him. So is he a victim? Somewhat. Somewhat in this case, if you're dealing with a narcissist, which it's not a diagnosis. I'm just saying their tendencies. Look up some of the things that narcissists have this grandiosity. They believe they're special. And one of the most troubling things about narcissists is when they're involved with somebody with a relationship, they target people that allow them narcissistic supply. They keep them fed. And you notice when somebody's dealing with a narcissist because they keep giving up. No, there are no boundaries with a narcissist. To the point to where you can be a guy like Will Smith, and end up being in an open marriage and trying to act like you're okay with it. To the point to where your woman can be on Red Table Talk talking about Will's talking, he can say something about the transgression or whatever. She said, "No, I don't see it as a transgression at all. I see it was a good experience." I'm like, that's some narcissistic shit. And why is this important? Because narcissists never change. I'm not saying she's a narcissist, but I'm saying smells kind of narcissistic. All about you. And you see this man is dying in front of the world, and that's actually my concern. I was concerned that if he don't get some therapy, that this dude's gonna take matters into his own hands. I talked about this on Instagram, that modern men, stop letting your woman steal your shine. Today, so many modern women want to upstage their men. They gotta be on stage with you and upstaging you. Gentlemen, if you're with a woman who's always trying to steal your shine, be in your spotlight, be in your shot, get rid of her. Better to be by yourself than a woman that's always in your sunshine. You are bigger than her for a reason, so she can be cool in your shadow. And if it's her turn to do something, she should still honor you too. I'm not going to even lie. Come on now. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a way of crafting, making somebody feel like they're crazy. I mean, you think about when you walk up to somebody and talk about, we don't want this open relationship, but hey, we're going to have a higher expression of love and all this other bullshit. If you ask me, she sold this to Will. If you've ever been around a narcissist and the control they have over people, she made sound, I'm not going to say her because I can't prove that, but it's not uncommon for you to think that, hey, Will, let's be in this open relationship and you can do what you want to and come and go as you want. And it'll benefit you more because you're Will and, you got thousands and thousands. If I do it, I'm not Will, knowing that she's already doing what she says she's going to do. And you thinking, ooh, I'm going to get some free coochie. No, man, she already banging Mark Anthony. Can you imagine walking in your house and what were Mark Anthony's songs back in the 90s? I need to know. What was Mark Anthony's song? Give me some Mark Anthony song, somebody. Can you imagine being with some woman that is in your head enough that will make you go crazy? Modern women are driving men crazy. Why do you think this show is so popular? Why do you think this show is so popular? Why? Why do we think this show is so popular? I need to know. I need to know. Will Smith's like, I need to know. Mark Anthony's like, I need to know too, Will. I mean, come on. This man why is this so important? Why is the world talking about this? Because it gives us a chance to talk about modern relationships and how that you can be one of the most famous, most sought after A-list celebrities in the world, arguably have one of the best reputations any mortal man has ever had on any continent, internationally beloved man, and he can't even get any peace in his own home. Protecting his wife. Look at how he said, I feel like I gotta protect all these black women. That's that cape. That's why I say, guys, you better stop trying to protect everybody and protect yourself. Because where is this going to end? He is being used up. And no women are stepping in saying, Will, you've done enough. Let us do for you. No, they're saying, yeah, keep doing it. Keep doing this for Jada so we'll feel better about ourselves. I have not heard one woman sit back and say, Will has done enough. And now the other side of the story is coming out. That Will just attacked a man who has issues from being bullied. And Will just bullied somebody. On whose behalf? The potentially narcissistic puppet master. You don't think that she know, a narcissist, not that I'm saying she is one, but narcissists know how to push their victims' buttons. Narcissists can do with a word or a glance what novelists can't put into words. If you've ever been around somebody if you ever been around a man who had a narcissistic mate or girlfriend, and she could look at him in a certain way, and all of a sudden he would just snap. Come on now. Anybody ever seen this before? Slow the chat room down. The chat room is already slowed down. Anybody ever seen this? A narcissist and what they will do? The impact they can have on somebody. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, I had a best friend, a good friend when I was in my 20s. And the impact the women that he would have on him, this dude would be willing to risk his whole freaking neck over a woman who kind of liked him. And that's the funny thing. It would be different if modern women, if Jada Pinkett Smith is an avatar for modern women, Will Smith is an avatar for the danger modern men having in dealing with modern women. You become an exhaustible resource that you will be used up until you break. And then you'll be discarded because you were never their first pick. And there's only one way that men who are dealing with such women need to do. You got to get away from them. There is no therapy that fixes this, not in mass, because it ain't about you. It's about something going on with them. And you can usually see this woman and her relationship with her mother is chaotic. They look more like friends than they are mother-daughter. Oh, I'm going there. You deal with a woman who moves this way. I've seen this so many times in my life, it's not even funny. This is what I was talking about on Friday. The daughters fear the mothers. They're more like sisters. But this is the boy that gets created in this environment. His manhood is never affirmed. He's always trying to overcome and trying to be a man at 9 years old. When's somebody going to sit down and tell the little boy Will Smith, you've done enough? You've done enough. When does he get the masculine respect women keep telling men they get? I could be in my feminine if X, Y, and Z. Well, if Will Smith can't get it, why do you think men should believe y'all? If Will Smith, $20 million a picture Will Smith, Somebody Google Will Smith's net worth. Will Smith, if Will Smith can't get it, why do you think men en masse believe they're going to get it? Anybody? Will Smith's net worth? Will Smith. Will Smith's approximate net worth. $350 million. He ain't broke. Kanye out of there. Pete Davidson. What you get when you get a woman who always wants the spotlight, even though Kim did, drop a bag on Kanye, and Kanye got his own issues. Come on, man. Why is this stuff important? Because now we get to talk about mental health and relationships. Dealing with somebody who always wants the spotlight, Aisha Curry. Jealous of your man. Always trying to wait until his star declines so you can get in his shine. Making you feel like you crazy because you don't want your wife taking booty pictures on Instagram to the point to where she should be able to get men sliding in her DM. Come on, man, we can come at this any other kind of way. And will convince you to allow them to do bad things and make it sound like it's a good thing for you guys. You know why? So you can excuse their bad behavior. And then you do it because you think, well, that'll show her I love her. That'll show her. And all you do is walk away feeling guilty because you've given permission for her to go sleep with another man, do bad things, whatever it is, and you've given your permission where you said, yes, better to be alone, gentlemen, than to deal with a modern woman. I'm going to say something that's going to be really controversial now. Hold on. As much as I'm a proponent for nuclear families, do you guys not notice the amount of men, especially men with money, who are choosing just to make babies out of wedlock and paying child support? Why do you think that is? One, because you can only be responsible for 17%. They can't get their hands on the other 80% of your income. Number one. Number two, you got to live with that woman. Think about what we're talking about. That men who want to be fathers are choosing to be baby daddies. The more money and more resources they get because the modern woman in many ways can be too problematic. But whoa. But when I say something like that though, I get labeled as a misogynist. You're a misogynist. You hate your mom. Really? Really? Black men, let me talk to y'all in particular. You know, one of the reasons we fall victim to this in more spectacular ways than most men, because we have an over-reverence for women in our community. We're still trying to make up for the sins of our fathers. And still trying to overcome all the bad programming we've had from the women in our community about the overall black male image. Your daddy wasn't this, or even if it's not particularly your father, how do you hear women around you talking about men? And then you, a little boy, growing up to be that man, you're trying to prove that you're not that boy. You want to do something different. You don't want to have any. You don't want more Will Smiths growing up to becoming the tippy top of his profession, and being and then exploding. We have to start affirming men. Ladies, lovely ladies. Shout out Dennis Sperling. I got one simple question. What kind of world do you want? Do you want a world of weak, snowflake, sensitive men? How do you win? Shout out to Jordan Peterson. He made the point when he was talking to Kathy Newman that there is intense pleasure in temporary domination. This is why people do it, but it is a suboptimal solution. A lot of women are sitting around, I wish I had a man like Will Smith, I wish I had a man like what people believe Russell Wilson is. But is that an optimal solution? What kind of men are those in the eyes of other men? And the answer is they don't care. The answer is they don't care what kind of men those men are in the eyes of other men. All they care about is themselves. This is why I said last night on Instagram, women need to stop talking about what men should do when it comes to confrontation and violence, because women do not understand male violence. You don't 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 understand male violence. And go watch that video last night, how I sat back and told women that y'all just don't get it. They just don't get it. And they will say they do. They will say they do. And I'm like, no, you really don't. Why don't you understand? Because you don't have to deal with the consequence of that violence. Oh, but Kevin, it was just a slap. It was just a slap. Okay. It was just a slap. That's on my story. I don't feel like putting it up here, but go watch the slap championships and watch people get knocked the French toast out on a simple slap. Because men can deliver deadly violence to another human being through just our hands. Women cannot generate that kind of force. Not the average female. Not even Big Shirley. Big girl getting better. Shirley. Oh my God, she did it. Oh, women in general cannot deliver deadly force. How do we stop this? Well, we have to stop incentivizing women's selfishness. Because everything that we talk, so many things that we talk about on this channel, when it gets right down to it, the incentives are on women's side to act in their own best interest. And human beings act selfishly. Human beings act on incentives. If you have a family court system that incentivizes broken families to where a woman can get the child, resources, and shout out to vagina money, which is payments on a vagina you no longer have access to through alimony. What do you think we're going to get? We're going to get a society where men are saying, well, only in circumstances where I'm a high value man and I have many other forms of leverage over my woman, is it wise for me to even risk marrying a woman? Women don't understand that we are cost benefit calculators. And a modern woman puts all of that in jeopardy. Again, Will Smith's carefully crafted image for the better part of 30 years on the night where he was to win, Will Smith was enshrined next to Sidney Poitier. We lost Sidney Poitier last year, first man to win a Best Actor Oscar. That club is even smaller than former presidents. What black men have won Oscars for Best Actor. Denzel Washington, Sidney Poitier. I believe Morgan Freeman has won. Not Best Actor. So Best Supporting Actor. Did Jamie Foxx win for Ray? Because I believe he was up for Ray and Collateral. I actually thought he should won both categories that year. It's a very small club of black men winning Best Oscar for Best Actor. Extremely small club. Successful TV career. Successful movie career. Everything the golden boy touched turned to gold. Even Barack Obama is looking at him saying, I thought I crafted my image well. Damn, Will. You know, Barack Obama and Will Smith be exchanging notes. Be like, well, yeah. And we both married black women. While Carlton, yeah, and you can say what you want to, Carlton don't have these problems. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh. Man, hit the super chat, man. Y'all tripping. Come on, man. Hit the super chat. We got 22,000 people in here watching. We're going to open it up because I want to get the women's opinion on how modern women are driving men crazy. And it's like they get off on driving men crazy. Let's talk about this. How many times has the question been asked, are these women getting wet? Watching men lose their mind? Yes. Women get excited watching men destroy themselves for their enjoyment. Don't be a fool. Do not be a fool and destroy yourself so she can get tingly. That's why I played Tiffany Haddish the other day, to show y'all how crazy she sounded. But she didn't sound crazy. She sounded right on script. And I say it again, you can say what you want to. Carlton don't have these problems. He's over there eating his boiled chicken, his unsweetened iced tea, his boiled potatoes. Dancing to Tom Jones. It's unusual to be loved by one. He's like, well, damn it, that's what it means to be in the black community. I'm glad I'm a sellout. You better sell out the femininity. You better go join Carlton on the Femininity Express. If that's his, I'm assuming his wife is feminine. Y'all can say what the fuck y'all want. You don't see Damon John and Byron Allen and all his other brothers running up and wrecking their careers. Oh shit! Did I say that out loud? You damn right I did. Run tell that. Your wife is supposed to have an inspirational. You're supposed to sit back and say, yes, I'm a man and I'm an even better man because my wife has a muse-like effect on me. She inspires me. She knows how to soothe the savage beast. She doesn't get me hyped up to go defend her honor so I can run out like a crash test dummy and blow the bag. It ain't even about a bag. Why are we talking about this? Why are so many men talking about this in general, black men in particular? Because black men's ethnic image was assaulted by Will Smith. He did this to us. This was, if y'all don't remember, Jada Pinkett Smith made this big to-do about boycotting the Oscars in 2016 with the first Chris Rock joke. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. The point was the Oscars are too white. So what did the Oscars do? Tried to blacken it up a bit. Will Packard, Regina Hall, Wanda Sykes, Questlove. This was the first Oscars that was produced or something like that by black people. And what did Will Smith go do? He went and sourced wards this shit up. The most unlikely character goes and does the one thing that we're saying, don't go in there and act like a fool. And he goes and does it. So if Mr. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, squeaky clean, and even he can snap, what do you think the likely? Come on, man. This is why so many of us are talking about it. Because it matters. Especially over here, because it's about black men's image. It's also about modern relationships. Where do we go as a country if women are driving men insane to where they're acting in, they're not even acting in, they're acting in destructive manners? Again, I feel like I'm being called to protect all these black women's image. What? Whoa, wait, whoa. No.
Learning. Late.
Mm-hmm. Protecting the black women's image, huh? Okay.
With this learning.
All right, well, when you gonna protect yours, Will?
What was the deal on?
Who's protecting yours?
On Sunday at...
Hold on. Yeah, anyway.
Sometimes some sex.
Here it is.
By their past.
Being a movie star. There was a time in my life where I was concerned with,
By their past.
all of these black women that I get to protect and shine a light on. There was a time in my life where I was concerned with, being a movie star.
All these black women I get to protect and shine a light on. Will. Black women are doing just fine. The man you attacked is who you should be shining a light on. We live in a world to where how much more do men need to give to women? They don't need you to shine a light on them. You've done... I need you guys to understand, this is what they want. They want you to emasculate yourself, lay out prostrate, to do what? Who are you sacrificing yourself for? You listen to most women and they'll talk this color purple, waiting to exhale crap and ask them what happened. And they're not even talking about their own lived experiences. They're talking about a game of telephone, something that they were told, a movie they saw, something that they saw. Do you make room, Will, and guys who think like you, that maybe the women that you're telling you aren't being truthful? That's if one thing, people can call me everything they want to, but one thing they cannot do is change the fact that over the last year plus 2 years, all I've done is had conversations. They can say what they want about me as a person, but they cannot sit back and say we're not having conversations in real time. Do not have to destroy yourself. You've done enough. You've done too much. When do the black women in your family protect you? When does Jada protect you? When does Willow protect you? When does any of these women protect you? I'll be damned if I tell another man to martyr himself. I'll be damned if I tell a man to martyr himself. And if a woman really loved you, she wouldn't want you to martyr yourself either. So that's what I'm laughing at. All these women talking about, I wish I had a man to do such and so forth. You should care more about his life and his safety than your so-called honor. Again, you should carry yourself in such a way to where your honor is above reproach, to where you won't even get tried like that. See, that's why I keep skipping most people. He protected her honor. Why does her honor need to be protected? As a public person on top of that. You know what? I only want to hear from the ladies who think I'm off base or have a disagreement. Here's the deal. I will allow you to speak. There's only 2 rules. 1, you can't overtalk me because I have to run the show. So yes, I may have to interrupt you. Especially if you're talking long. Number one. Number 2, stay on. Number 2, I got to see you on camera. There is the link. No, Will's not a nice guy. It's not that he's just a nice guy. The pathological need to please. Those people end up getting targeted by narcissists. You keep saying that he's a nice guy. What was a nice guy when he's bullying Chris Rock? That ain't nice. He's just a nice guy. Was that the guy? Again. So, Will Smith and the Simpletons. All right, and Will Smith and the Simpsons. Temptations. Now, if you want to request not to be on YouTube, you can request not to be on YouTube, but I must see who I'm talking to. And you don't have to be black to call in. Somebody asked me that the other day. You have to be black to call in? No, you can call in. Anybody can call in. White women, Hispanic women, Middle Eastern women, Asian women. What you got to say on the subject? Are we going there today? Hold on. All I see is something. The man. I need you to get on camera. I can't see you, and it's dark in there. Yeah. You do realize it said women only, right? Then why are you here? Okay, well, it said women only, so I don't like it when men don't follow instructions. Was that a low blow? In particular, when I said Carlton, I said it for a reason. Alfonso Ribeiro caught a lot of hell for posting a picture of his family. Guy didn't do anything, just posted a picture of his family. He was as much of a part of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as anybody. That black man married a woman that has kids. And I grew up with Alfonso Ribeiro, from Michael Jackson contest to Pepsi. Never heard no shit with him. Would we rather have Alfonso Ribeiro, or we rather have what the Ribeiros are doing, or the Smiths? Oh shit, that's a conversation. Do we want black community? Do we want the Ribeiros or the Smiths? Which one? Can't have both. Which one would you pick? The Fighting Temptations. You can't have both. Which ones would you pick? Should have never touched that man. He knew who to slap. Come on. Which one would y'all rather have, ladies? Which would y'all rather have? The Ribeiros or the Smiths? You can't even think about the last time you saw Carlton in the news outside. So let's see. Blackheart Green Paper, appreciate it. What's going on, Wade Dawkins? Ronnie, appreciate it. Jada must have some dirt on Will, that's why he doesn't get out. He think he got some dirt? Nothing's ever good enough for a narcissist. Will is one of the most famous celebrities in history. He's better looking than her husband and more talent. Now he ruined his big night for an ungrateful Yeah, that's right. Did you all know that Chris Rock has autism? Yeah. Did you know that Will Smith joked on yeah, we saw the bald head joke on Arsenio. Yeah, Will Smith attacked a man with a learning disability. It gets worse as we talk about it. Yeah, you need to connect your audio. So when you guys join Zoom, you got to click the button that says join audio with Wi-Fi. I don't know why people don't just do that. None of your audio is connected. All of y'all need to join your audio. No, and you want to request not to be on YouTube? So, why is it important to note that if you're with somebody who does not bring you peace, leave? Gentlemen. You know how many people I looked in the comments and I heard people talk about, was it Erica Mena? Not Erica Mena. Different subject. How many times that men will look at a woman and you excuse her bad behavior because she looks good? Judge a woman with your eyes closed. If she does not bring you peace, no amount of good looks, and I know this is hard, I know, because I'm going to tell you, especially when you get a woman with that good, but that good is normally attached to crazy. Get the average girl. Don't get the woman with the voodoo wop. Get the average girl. You know, she'll let you pull her hair and talk dirty to her, and she'll do some stuff, but not all stuff. Yeah. If you're dealing with a Scorpio or a Taurus, you're going to have, especially them Scorpios. Woo-hoo! Scorpio, Sagittarius, some Sagittarius, but Scorpios, you got 6 months of Scorpio ass. But you got, pick the boring girl. Pick the boring girl. You know, I don't like it when you turn on the lights, turn down the lights. Yeah, whatever, man. Pick the boring girl. You know, if you pick the girl that's coming home with toys and she watches porn, she like porn more than you. It's fun, but for a lifetime, you probably gonna have some issues. And every guy thinks, well, I've heard a million men say that, but she's different. Has anybody met a man who got with a hot, incredible sex, peaceful, feminine woman? Has anybody in the chat room, anybody in the chat room ever known a man who married a woman who was hot, crazy sex, feminine? Your audio's not, and she's peaceful. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Hello? Hi, Kenna. How old are you? All right. So what do you disagree with me on?
To the responsibility that you're putting on Jada for Will's actions. I didn't see Jada say go beat him up. I just saw, she didn't like the joke. And he had a good 10 seconds to revise his thinking. When he got up to Chris Rock, he could have said, he could have pulled a Kanye. He could have took the mic. He could have did something other than put his hands on that man. And I think that's where I am. And that's where I feel like the issue is.
Okay, so let me hold on. Okay. So what you're saying is she didn't tell him to go do that.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so let's flip that script. Do you hold the same position for when a man has an undue amount of influence on a woman and she acts out of character? Would you never blame the man either?
I believe people are responsible for their own actions.
Oh, okay. That's not a yes or no answer.
So then I have to say no. Then he's never going to be
responsible. But okay. I know you say that, but you know what, ma'am? I'm gonna call bullshit on that.
Call it.
Because I'm gonna call bullshit. I've been alive 53 years, and there are women who will sit back and not blame it. Okay. How about this? Oh, listen. Listen. No, talk. That's one thing we don't do. How many times will you hear about a woman doing something crazy, and what's the first thing they say? Well, what did he do?
Oh, yeah, that happens.
Ma'am, it's the same thing. Excuse me. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, though.
Yeah, I saw a woman kill a dude because he cheated. I don't think that's correct.
Okay.
I think that he blew the whole situation out of proportion. The joke wasn't.
I agree, but you say, but I want you to be clear. Are you married? Or are you single?
I am married. My
husband's so what your husband does has no impact on how you act.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it does.
Okay. All right. That's all I'm trying. Okay. Hold on. I'm not saying that she pushed him up there, but let's not act like let's not act like you don't know what we're talking about either. She has an undue influence on Will. Would you agree to that?
That's his wife, yes.
Okay, his wife. His wife wanted an open marriage. He didn't want that.
And he could have declined it. Why didn't he decline the open marriage?
See, well, I want you guys to understand. I want you to understand, guys. I want you to understand that this is why you better pick carefully, because even when you try to give them what they want, they will blame you for giving them what you want. That's why I'm having this conversation. This is what it'll be. You didn't have to give it to me.
You don't.
That's what it will be. Gentlemen, understand, this is what it will be.
Ain't that what happened to Adam and Eve?
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think you want to go there with me, because then that's
definitely go there.
No, we can't.
We can't.
We can't. You don't come to me with that shit. Wait a goddamn minute. I'm not tired of y'all women telling me what I can and cannot do on my show. If I say I don't want to go there, I don't go there.
Well, why not?
Put your dick up, Big Bertha. I'm not tired of you burly bros coming up here talking shit. We can go there. Take your ass home and do that to your man. I'm not that punk you married to. Look at her, still talking.
Beta.
Mm-hmm. Oh, got the chest tattoo. You know she got the chest tattoo. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Thick girls get better. She came in. Y'all go look on my Instagram story. That's why I put it up there. There she go. Just talking. Disrespectful like a mug. You even trying to hold a reasonable conversation and see a woman like that being like, See, that's the woman who will sit back and get you all amped up. And then we go out there and act out of character, do something crazy. I didn't make you do that. It's called gaslighting, gentlemen. That's why I let her do it. And they'll sit around and blame you. He didn't have to do it. I didn't make him do it. She's still talking. She's still talking. Look at her. Oh, yeah, let me let you stay right there and bring somebody else in. All right. Well, when you go ahead and run out of air and want to act like you got some sense, but I've told you one thing you don't do. When I say I don't go somewhere, you don't tell me we can and cannot go. I make the rules here. You just make potato salad. I make the rules here. You just make potato salad. Look at her. Yeah, potato salad. That's right.
I got beans,
Go make the potato salad.
tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits. You name it!
Make them tater
Holy
salads.
shit, look at that rabid hyena just ripping this guy's nuts off.
Yeah, girl, go make them tater salad. I like my tater salad with mustard. Look at her. She just up there talking. Go ahead, Angelina. How you doing? Angelina, go ahead and unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, sweetheart. Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you this evening?
I'm good. You want some tater salad?
I do not. Not at this
All
time.
right. Well, we don't need a two-piece of potato salad. What's going on? How you doing? All right, I'm gonna leave you out of this. How old are you?
My goodness.
I tried. Okay, all right. Little reset. Okay, what do you disagree with my assessment?
The only thing that I disagree with is that a lot of people aren't looking at the whole joke itself, even after the joke.
Okay.
There was a particular moment after the joke where Chris Rock says, "Whoa," he says, "I could have went." He was like, "That was a nice one," just kind of like implying that he could go a lot harder on Jada. And so after that point is when Will, I believe, started charging.
Well, those two things didn't happen. Those two things are separated. He made the joke. Will laughed. Everybody laughed. Jada clenched her hands, did the inflection and everything else. And then he said, "What? Oh, that was a nice one."
That was a nice one.
Because it was a nice one. It was a benign G.I. Jane joke. When he said, "Whoa," is when Will stood up.
Okay. That makes sense.
Then he walked in and he said, "Richard," because he played King Richard.
Part to me, like
Well,
the fact
because he didn't. First off, that meant you're not supposed to approach somebody on live TV. So he was a little bit thrown off. He was like, "Okay, well, what's going on here?" And he had to try to. He didn't. Did Chris Rock look like he expected to be attacked?
Not at all.
All right, so that's why Will is a bitch for what he did.
Yes.
Because he attacked a man who wasn't even expecting to be attacked. So I get what you're saying, but do you not think it was a benign joke, or do you think it was more than that?
Okay. Based on the history, I'm even going to go back because I made a Facebook post about this. Like, I'm going on the history too, because in 2016 there was another joke about Jada, implying that she wasn't even supposed to, she wasn't even invited to the awards.
She wasn't. She was. He's right though.
And then 2 weeks ago, I believe 2 weeks ago, they were on the red carpet, and Laverne Cox was interviewing them and made another reference to Jada about entanglements.
Okay,
and so
hold on. I want to be clear. Laverne Cox, who's that?
Okay, so Laverne Cox, she is a trans media reporter.
Okay, but that's not Chris Rock though.
It's not, but it's a buildup.
No, it's not a buildup though. Y'all see, that's why I want you guys to understand. Women, y'all have a tendency to make everything connect, and it doesn't connect. So I'm gonna do something for you too. So y'all are gonna say that 6 years, years ago, and the joke. Y'all see that right there? Remember the movie Madagascar? Remember the movie Madagascar that Chris Rock and Jada Pinkett Smith were in? I got them.
The cartoon.
Yeah, they've been in 2 of them.
The animated, yes.
Right. So where was all the heat? Come on, man.
I'm not sure on the particulars of the movie itself.
Well, my point is Madagascar happened since the Oscars. They've been together, they worked right now. There ain't been no problem. You ain't heard about no simmering beef between them. And it was a G.I. Jane joke. But what I do think is interesting though is so many women will sit around and make these things connect, like that moment, then somebody asking about something else. But what about that same night and then Regina Hall said, hey, talking about our Hollywood crushes. Hey, Will, your wife nominated you. Making a joke about their open relationship. Right?
Yes.
So they went directly at the relationship. Why is that okay?
It was, like I said, it's all in the buildup. It's all in the buildup. And the pressure's all on Will. And Will, I'm not agreeing that what he did was correct, that what he did was right, that he was not at all. I'm saying that there has been a buildup, and based on Will's life story, the dynamics of how he grew up, and all of the things that he's been going through in the media with his wife, it was the buildup that caused that moment to occur.
I don't think it was even that. I think y'all want to believe that because y'all want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think Will just looked at a man who was physically weaker than him and saw a way he could assert his masculinity because he's been living in Tupac's shadow. I mean, I keep going back to if it was The Rock, would he have done that? And I get what y'all are saying. It was a buildup. It was this. It was a choice.
It was a choice.
So why did you choose Chris Rock, though? That's the question.
He was another black man. And that's the violence against other black men is always acceptable.
Right, especially I give you that. The violence against another black man, especially a black man whose ass you feel like you could whoop.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me bring. Okay, if you want to.
Secret.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, Raquel. All right, y'all gonna need to get on camera. I need to see y'all. You don't have to be on YouTube, but I gotta be able to see you. Raquel, I'll go ahead and mute you. I'm gonna mute you real quick, Angela. You can stay out for a second.
Okay.
All right. Raquel. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hey. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Okay, so what do you disagree with me on this subject here?
I think I missed that part. I agree with a lot. Let me think. What I do disagree on.
Or did you not or did you not disagree?
I don't remember. I didn't hear all of it. I do follow you in depth, but I don't remember everything.
We're talking about the slap. We're talking about everything that's happened the last couple of days. Do you think Will Smith was right or not?
It was definitely wrong.
All right.
Especially being at the Oscars, but I mean,
and what I'm talking about, and what I'm talking about today, what I'm talking about tonight is how dealing with modern women, especially certain women like this can drive a man crazy. That's why he said love will drive you crazy. I'm like, no, it ain't love that drove you crazy. It's this modern woman that drove you crazy. And her antics.
I thought he was trying to protect her. So at first I was like, all right, maybe he's just protecting his woman, because I didn't watch it. But at first I'm like, okay, maybe he's just protecting her. But then I went and watched it and I thought about it in depth, and then I had
Yeah, but I mean, hold on. Yeah, if you're gonna protect her, I mean, you protect her from. How do you protect? Hold on, let me bring somebody else. It's not protection. I think he just had somebody can hit. Hello, Wendy. How are you?
Hi. Can I please not be on the video?
Sure. How old are you?
I am 33.
So what do you disagree with?
I okay, is this like a disagreement or is just like
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's the whole point, man. If you agree, nobody wants to hear a bunch of us agree on the same topic. So I said that Will was either wrong, and I said that we've talked about how wrong he is, but I'm talking about how Jada's impact on the system, on this whole situation. Like the first woman that came on and said, she's not responsible for anything. It's up to Will. She didn't make him do nothing. As if you ain't been in a relationship where you got influence over somebody can drive somebody crazy. It's called a crime of passion.
I would just say like as being a wife, and I don't blame Jada because obviously we think with our emotions, and we always expect a man to think logically. And I just feel like the roles were changed with Jada and Will. That Will kind of took the female role out of the whole situation because there's no way that.
So you don't. Okay, all right. So you don't think Jada has influence over Will?
I think that she does.
Okay. Do you think the way she has carried herself in the media in the last 36 months?
I not that I think that I've been like watching and I've been seeing how they how everything is done. And for me, if I was a man, obviously I'm a woman. If I was a man, I would never defend a woman that did not defend me after what Jada did with the whole August and the Tupac and everything that she been presenting in the media.
Well, then you're saying it's almost like you're saying two different things too. So first off, we don't know if she said anything to him at the Oscars, so we never will.
Yeah.
But you're a married woman.
No, I was married.
Okay, you were, but okay, I was married. Couples have unspoken communication.
Yes, sir.
You think that why would Will Smith go from laughing to assaulting a man on international TV? If there wasn't
sorry to cut you off, but she started rolling her eyes, and I just feel like at that moment, I know that everybody is trying to make it seem like Will Smith lost. Will Smith was trying to prove himself with the whole thing, like, oh, now I'm a man now. Like, I just want the world to see, like, I'm not this weak man because I could not defend myself through anything else.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring somebody else. I get it, but it's still, I can't live in a world where Jada just walks out of this and she has no fault.
There is fault.
Of course, and she does have fault because now, and here's the thing: there was an involuntary reaction, like Will Smith's laugh. I don't think he was offended. Her look. I watch body language experts talk about this stuff because that's what I look at a lot too. Her look was not hurt. Her look was she rolled her eyes and more like, here we go with this shit again. She grabbed her hands and pierced down. That's a protection mechanism. She was more disgusted. She was cussing him out in her mind. Her heart wasn't breaking. She was ready to fight. That's what her body language raised because she didn't cower down. She raised up this way and rolled her eyes. That's aggression.
Yeah, but I agree with the aggression part because it was not a look of a
defeated woman. So hold on. That's my point. So defending your woman who's ready to fight versus we're trying to make it seem like he defended her honor, like she was so crippled and hurt. And I'm like, no, she was ready to look here. We know what she. Hello, how are you doing? T. What is that? T rack. T what? Hello, T.
Talking to me?
Yeah, your name is T.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Samuels. Thank you for inviting me to your show. Well, accepting me on your live. Hey, everybody in the
You got
chat.
it playing in the TV? You got the TV playing in the background?
Oh yeah, let me go ahead and mute that. I
How
like
old are
that
you?
tie.
How old are you?
40.
All right. So what do you disagree? So what do you disagree with me on?
I don't disagree at all. My comment is basically to say that I also wrote it. I think you have a bomb fit too. However, with Will Smith doing that, what I saw was that he sacrificed himself. He already knew it came with consequences. I feel like he man in blacked Chris Rock. He already knew there was going to be a consequence. I feel like that joke was not, he did not want to let that joke fly, or they didn't want to let the joke fly, because if it would not have been the highlight of that show, Chris Rock wouldn't have got away with it. Oh, did you hear what Chris Rock said about Jada in reference to her hair, alopecia?
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? Hold on. I find it fascinating that we as black people are so conspiratorial. We can just get all this deep into it. He sacrificed and this and that. What do you mean by sacrifice? Hold on. It's his night. Hold on. Listen. Oh, no. Whoa. It's his night to win the biggest award you can win in movies. And there ain't but a handful of black men in history. Why would he sacrifice such a big... What would be the purpose of that? To sacrifice such an...
Now that joke that he told about Jada, it being that she just came out about how she feel about being sick, it didn't fly no more. The biggest talk everybody's talking about.
No, ma'am. First of all, Jada said 3 nights. Hold on. Whoa. Don't over. Now that's one thing we don't do. Don't overtalk me. One thing Jada said 3 nights before is, I don't give a damn what anybody says. I love my bald head. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
So what y'all? This makes no sense. That he sacrificed himself so the joke won't fly. We're gonna be talking about Jada's bald ass head for the next 50 years, because that's what the internet does. Excuse me.
We're gonna be talking about that slap.
No, we're gonna be talking about what happens to Will because of that slap. We're gonna be talking about Jada's bald ass head until we die. It's called the Streisand effect. If they wanted to go away, they should have just sat their ass there. Now it's going to be talked about until they die. Because now what's starting to happen is comedians are starting to stand up. And now comedians are overwhelmingly on Chris Rock's side. This is going to go on forever. You're going to see bits. The night it happened, Entertainment Tonight, the late night shows was doing parodies. This shit's gonna go on forever. Mm-hmm. Kids gonna be shaving their head, acting like they're gonna be doing skits and shit. That was a great. If what you say happened, it was a bad miscalculation. Cause her bald ass head. You think I'm gonna let up on it? Shit. She said, I don't care. My bald head. Men get alopecia too. You don't get to go put a battery in your husband's back or do whatever.
So
See?
always think about that slap.
No, actually, we won't. That's what we like to think like, no, we're going to look at the consequence. The slap is going to be the thing while we talk about it. See, I mean, so what, you think Chris Rock lost in this? You think Chris ain't going to talk about the slap? Who lost? Let me ask you, who lost? Chris Rock, Jada, or Will Smith?
I didn't think that deep into it.
You got all these other theories. Who do you think lost? Who do you think?
He reacted on impulse.
Okay, but I'm asking you that. But who do you think lost now? Because there has to be winners and losers. Who do you think? Because you said people are gonna be talking about that slap, not her bald head. That implies that it changed the subject. Nobody gave a shit about her bald head. Nobody gave a shit about her bald head. I didn't even know she had alopecia. I could have gave a shit about her bald head. Most of the people I'm hearing talk about it didn't even recognize. Jada Pinkett Smith is not anybody's thought. No one cares. That's the whole joke about 2016 about her not coming. No one gives a shit about a B-list celebrity who was on Men's Society and Girls Trip. Who the hell is she? She injected herself into all this. Nobody cares. She could have sat her bald ass head home. We wouldn't have cared one fuck about it. Okay, I'm honest. Most people wouldn't have cared. But I could be wrong. Hello, Jaquilla. I'm gonna bring y'all all back in a second. Hello, Jaquilla.
Hi, how are you, Mr. Samuels?
I'm well. How old are you?
43. I'll be 43 next Friday.
All right. So what do you disagree with me on here?
I really don't disagree at all.
Okay.
If there was a loser, Will is the one who's gonna lose. And Chris, he making out like a fat cat right now.
Fat cat.
As you said, nobody gives a damn about how Jada really feels about the situation. Will only reacted, at least in my eyes, he only reacted because of, like you said, he read her body language. And just like how you also said, couples have an unspoken language. He saw that she did get into that protective mode. Anytime somebody crosses their arms and they do like this, that's a form of protection. And even though she might have set up and kind of pursed and embraced herself, just as you said, she was cussing him out. If she was a man, she would have got up and slapped the hell out of him.
I don't think honestly, I don't think if the situation reversed, here's the thing I know she wouldn't have done. She wouldn't have jumped up to defend Will.
I don't think so either.
So,
that's why I'm sorry.
The loser, Chris Rock, is the winner in this because, like I said, his ticket sales gone from $40 to $400. People waiting to hear what he has to say. He's going, and comedians are going to win. Will, he loses, but I think the bigger loser is going to be Jada. I think the bigger loser is going to be her because now people can finally start talking about the damage she's doing with this red table talk and then all of her antics and putting it out in the public. You couldn't have said it before this. Now you can. Will these people be married in the future? I don't know. I think we're going to see a piping down because I think honestly people are sick of the Smiths. We're tired of them.
There's one thing that I don't know if people, they feel the same way about this. I think that they have painted this portrait of their relationship where it's not authentic. They need to just come out in the open, say what it is, and live their truth about it. Don't try to, kind of cover it up.
Dr. Bianca, you're gonna have to get on the camera. I gotta see you, and then you don't have to be on. Okay, hold on. Ms. Gonzalez, go ahead. Okay. You can come back and unmute yourself.
Hold on.
Huh?
I'm right here, Kevin Samuels.
All right.
Can you hear me,
what do you disagree with me on?
Let me say that Jada lost because her man lost his self-control.
Oh, okay. Do you disagree?
Battery pack.
Do you think? Let me also unmute you, Bianca.
I disagree with the slap.
Okay. PhD candidate. She's a PhD, y'all.
I'm a PhD.
All right. Okay. So.
I am Mr. Samuels.
All right.
I asked, can I please remain off of?
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So,
Thank you.
do you? I talked about how modern women can drive a man crazy. Do you disagree or you agree?
I do agree with you, Mr.
Okay.
Samuels.
All right. So we got all these people who agree. I want somebody to disagree. I thought y'all. Okay.
Well, no, I'm going to go ahead and explain why I don't agree 100%. And I do appreciate the fact that you did bring up mental health and seeking therapy.
Okay.
This is something that Mr. Smith has endured complex PTSD. The situation really had nothing to do with Jada, if we're going to be completely honest. It had to do with the trauma that he's endured, and it had to do with him trying to redeem his younger self.
Whoa. Look here, Doc. I've been alive for the last 3 years, and I've seen Red Table Talk, and I've saw a man's heart break before my eyes, talking about entanglements.
Absolutely. And that's why I'm saying it's It's compounded. That's
Yeah,
why
but
I'm
you said it
using
had
the term
nothing to do with
complex
Jada.
PTSD.
Are you saying it didn't have anything? I think it has everything to do with Jada. Why do you think it has nothing? Why do you think it has more to do with his childhood than his wife?
Well, when I say that, I'm sorry, let me go ahead and backstep a little bit,
Okay, go
backpedal a
ahead.
little bit. It's not that it has absolutely nothing to do with Jada and everything that she has put him through. The whole world has been privy to what he has been put through, especially with her coming out and being so forthcoming about these
Okay, you
entanglements.
got about 20 seconds. You got to get to it, though. We got a lot of people.
Absolutely,
You
absolutely. What I'm
PhD candidates
saying
like to
is,
get loquacious.
that it's compounded upon each other. So what he's really doing is trying to redeem himself. And you brought that up when you said something akin to the fact,
Is Jada helping or hurting?
I'm sorry?
Is Jada's behavior helping or hurting Will Smith?
Hurting, most
Thank you.
definitely.
Then it's on Jada because she is his wife. If I'm an alcoholic and you're my wife and I'm sober and you know and you know my triggers and you do things that you know trigger me. If I relapse, are you complicit?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So that's what I'm getting to. That's my point. That's why I say she has a responsibility because she knows this man. That's his wife for 25 years. Oh, I'm sorry. I muted you. I didn't mean to mute you. Unmute yourself. iPhone. Hello.
Hi.
How are you? So, what do you disagree with me on here?
So I would say it's a disagreement, and there's some things I agree with. Just listening to the conversation.
Okay.
So like looking at it, because I had to.
You got to get to it, sweetheart. You got to
Okay.
get to it. Y'all can't sit around and talk. You got to get to it. Say what it is.
Absolutely. So basically him going up there, I do feel like it was him protecting her. And while I do agree that it did tarnish his reputation, I think in the moment it was very emotional.
How was he protecting her?
So protecting her emotionally with the words that were being said.
Okay, please explain. Please explain so I can use simple words for me, okay? Not to be funny. But how is Will Smith walking across the stage, slapping Chris Rock, protecting his wife from what has already been said?
I guess if I were Will Smith being in his shoes, I guess he would be protecting her from, I guess, what she's feeling, like taking that.
You can't do that. Okay.
Somehow projecting that.
Okay, I think you understand what I'm asking and you can't answer it. Did the slap change what was said?
No.
Were there any other insults uttered, even if you think it was an insult? Do you think Chris Rock was going to make any other comments about Jada?
No, he even said it himself. He's like,
okay, so how is him attacking Chris Rock protective? It's over. You see what I'm saying? How's that protection?
Yeah, I do.
So why do y'all keep saying he's protecting? Why do women keep saying he's protecting when there is no protection? There's no ongoing assault. There's no ongoing situation. It was said, it was done, it moved on. And I think what's happening right now is the opposite of protection. We are dissecting this, and millions and millions and billions of people are talking about it. This is called the Streisand effect. When you try to shoo something away, you make it bigger. We brought highlight and attention to all of this. But you said protection. Do you think he was protecting her ego or her quote unquote honor?
Her feelings and the words and how people describe her. I think that, and her reputation, I guess, to sum it up.
Who's okay?
Her feelings.
As a woman, what is your best protection against what people say about you when you leave your home?
Like, what is my best protection?
Mm-hmm. What is your best protection about what the public or the world says about you when you leave your home as a woman? What's your best protection?
I would just say how you carry yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So whatever Jada needs protection from herself. Godfather, undefeated. You gotta admit, you're like, goddamn, he's right. And I'm saying their image, how you carry yourself. You think somebody would have said something? Do you think anybody? Okay, go ahead and unmute yourself. Hey, Rita, is that it? Rita, Nia. Hold on. The audience, do y'all think any comedian in their wildest imagination would ever say anything insulting to Coretta Scott King? This is the audience. Can you imagine even the most raw dog comedian saying something crazy to Coretta Scott King in the audience or making a Martin Luther King joke? Hell no. Can you imagine if Andrew Dice Clay or George Carlin or Red Fox or some of the most raw comedians ever said, hey, Coretta, happy Father's Day, or some shit like that? They would rush the stage and break that motherfucker's neck. They would turn that place out. You can't, because Coretta carried us. You think they could have done that to Jacqueline Onassis Kennedy? Hey, happy President's Day, Jackie O. Women protect themselves with the way they carry themselves first. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. So what did I get wrong, or what do you disagree with me on?
So I've been watching you, but thank you for what you do, first and foremost. But I disagree with some of the things that you said about it didn't have to happen. In a way, I feel like it did need to happen. First and foremost, Will and Jada already stated where they stand against the Oscars. They don't care. They don't even care about the Oscars. So the fact that they keep writing these jokes in against Jada is a blatant disrespect to Jada. And I honestly feel in a way that they went there specifically to do that. Do I think it was right? No.
Wait a minute. You think it had to happen for what outcome?
Because people keep coming for Jada. And one thing that they forget to mention is that they are in an open relationship, and Will has been with other women too.
No, they have never. Okay, due respect, they've not confirmed they're in an open relationship. They haven't confirmed that.
They have confirmed that at that time they were not in a monogamous relationship.
They say they have a different way of loving. They have not confirmed an open relationship. But I can get to misunderstanding. But you say that they had to happen. But you say it had to happen because one, they don't care about the Oscars. So hold on. Which as Jada doesn't care because she ain't gonna win one. Will does care because he's been working towards one and he's been slighted several times. That's bullshit. Jada didn't win. What Jada gonna win for Low Down Dirty Shane? She ain't gonna Oscar winning performances.
Right, she's not gonna.
But the next point, it had to happen. So what? People would know not to keep talking shit about the Smiths.
No.
Okay.
It had to happen for them. It didn't need to happen for us. I think between Will and Jada, they've probably had a certain conversation, like you said.
Oh, so this is on some Bonnie and Clyde shit. This is on some Thelma and Louise shit. We're going to go up there and just set it off.
And say F them, right?
Really? So, okay. But did you think, I want you to listen. I want you to understand how crazy that sounds. No,
it don't sound
I need you to listen. So you can't over fucking talk me. The fuck is wrong with y'all, man? I don't understand. If Jada boycotted the first Oscars or the 2016 because it was too white, right? That was the reason. That was the reason. Why would they go to the first Oscars that was produced by black people to set it off? Make that make sense. Make that make sense.
Because they felt like they had to do so much to get there. At a certain point, they like, I don't care. Like it doesn't even matter. Like similar to what Kanye did when he peed on his Grammy. He said the Grammy didn't even matter.
Oh my God. Yeah, ma'am, you can have your point of view, but that lacks all logic. So they decided to go to the first Oscars produced by black people, but because it took 6 years to make it happen, they decided to shit on the black people that they pushed to get up there.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. Took 6 years to get this done, but because it took 6 years, they went in and said, and the night Will was up for best Oscar, best actor, the highest award ever. Their wanting to set it off was more important. That makes no sense, man.
It's the ultimate boycott.
And you're going to still keep trying to square this circle, huh?
Sometimes that's how you boycott.
Are you, how old again? How old are you again?
I'm 29.
Any children?
No.
Thank Jesus.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But that logic makes no sense. It makes no sense.
It doesn't.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that I don't. But it's your opinion, I guess. But it makes no logical sense. It's kind of chaotic.
Can I just say before I go? I just wanted to say, in a way, I truly believe that it wasn't real because.
All right, there we go. No tinfoil hats. Enough of the tinfoil hats. Now we've gone there. I knew it was coming. It was the Illuminati and rituals and bloods. Yeah, I don't believe none of that shit. These Hollywood rituals and blood sacrifices and Illuminati, y'all can take all that shit over to tinfoil hat land. If you believe it, cool. I'm not gonna argue with you. I know it makes interesting barbershop talk, especially when you've had a couple of Crown Royals and Hennessy. But I've learned a long time ago to not entertain those conversations because there are people who really believe this shit. And I'm like, whoa, you didn't even pass, trigonometry, but you didn't put that much thought into secret societies and blood rituals and they sacrifice and gerbils and shit like that. I'm like, no, man, I'm not gonna make it. No. I mean, I get what she's saying though. There are people who do believe this stuff though, but I got to get to some other people. I will open it up, Marie. I can't see you. Okay, there you go. How are you? How old are you? Okay, so what do you disagree with me on?
Actually, I really don't disagree on this subject.
Okay.
What I would like to say is, I think this should be an example for many women around the world to really, really show the power of a woman. He was okay up until he looked at her.
What do you mean the power of a? What do you mean the power of a woman?
Hold on. It goes to show men that you should always be the head and control the household and not allow the woman in the house emotions to have you react a certain way.
So in other words, he should have married her. Okay, I get that one. Because you can't gonna change that woman. Wendy, da 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 da. So, oh, she's still. You still talking to yourself? Okay, you ready? Now, here's the thing. You can, if you can act like you got some sense, you can talk. But if you gonna act crazy, trust me, it ain't nothing but Wednesday. I do this for a living. Hello. All right. Which was I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. I will tell you why that men are supposed to be the head, but how she to blame? Just like in the garden, women are disobedient.
Yes. And they want to be in
Okay.
control.
Which is so if men are the head and you respect the head, you obey the head. But women's nature is disobedient. What should a man who is a leader, who gives accurate instructions, directions, you understand them, you understand why, and then you do what you want to do? What should be the consequence for disobedience?
The consequence for disobedience from the head or from
From
the
the
wife?
head. From the head.
From the head. Well, what we saw, we got banned out the garden. We got to
Okay.
work every day. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Biblically,
we
what
don't
has
have that.
happened
But excuse me. But that wasn't that power. That punishment wasn't meted out by Adam. What should be the punishment from Adam?
that
What should
was
be
his punishment.
No, no, ma'am. No. See, we were doing well. The consequence was given by God, not Adam.
Yes.
What should be so? Follow the logic.
what-
Follow the logic. If the wife is disobedient, what should be the consequence from the husband?
Baby, what should be my consequence? Because I don't know. Honestly, if I disobey my husband, then I fear him leaving me. Honestly, I fear him not wanting to even look at me and him not talking to me. Those are my fears, but I can't say what those consequences
We live in
are.
a country of free, where people are free. And women there are no consequences that most women fear that men can impose outside of our leaving. Now, I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this. If that is the ultimate, if that's the consequence that a man has to, every time a woman is disobedient, we're supposed to leave you.
Well, how about this? I'm not looking to be disobeying my husband.
But ma'am, it's in your nature.
So,
It's in female. It's in our nature as humans. It's in our nature. It's also in your nature as a woman. See, that's the point. It gets back down to women ultimately say it comes down to the head. No, it doesn't. It comes down to the person who decides to follow the head, to willingly obey. We have, excuse me,
if you're willingly obeying.
Then it's her fault for not willingly obeying. You're saying it falls to the head. Okay, it's the same thing with Sun Tzu and the courtesans and the general. If a general gives, if a battle plan or if orders aren't followed, first you blame the general. You have to see if the general gave good orders, the orders were understood, the orders could be followed. But after you understand that the orders were understood and could be followed, and then you give the order again. If it's not given at that time, you have to blame the soldier. There's a parable about an art of war that concerns this. And ultimately, what he ends up having to do, the story resolves where Sun Tzu cuts the head off of two courtesans. At the end of the day, ma'am, if she doesn't follow, just like you have any children?
I do.
Okay, just like you have children, you may not like this example because I'm using husband and wife, but you give them reasons to do X, Y, and Z. If they don't obey, you give a consequence of what? There's a consequence. It's not just a talking to.
Nature.
Huh?
It just depends on the nature of the issue. but
But
there is
that's the
going to be a
difference. You have
consequence.
the power to meter out a consequence on a child. You don't have a power to meter out a consequence on a wife today. The only the consequence that you're saying is the man would have to leave. How many times do women disobey their leader, their husband?
I can't
Come
answer
on.
that. 'Cause
You
I
can
mean,
answer
I
that. It
the only
happens
reason I
every
can't
day.
answer that.
It happens, ma'am. You're married. You know women don't always obey even or follow, even though they understand because they have free will.
We do have free will, and we
So
also
what
have
do
free
we
will not
do?
to be married.
So if we have free will, women have free will. You got to understand that women have realized that men don't have any power to make you do anything because we can't meter out any real consequences. The most consequence we can do is leave you. Now, let me ask you this: let's ask this question though. If you were in the Middle East and this was the Taliban, this was Islam, and we're under Sharia law, think you have some consequences before leaving?
Are they gonna probably chop my head off? It's gonna be a
We
physical.
ain't have to do all that. We got to chop your head off, but there's other things we can do
But
beyond
there's
that.
other things that they can do to
And
very
women
much so hurt
women
you.
know the consequence that exists before decapitation, and they fear those consequences. And just like your kids who fear, I know right and wrong, and I do want to disobey, but I fear that whooping more than I want to disobey. So let me go ahead and make my bed.
But Kevin, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
In this situation, how did Jada? How was she disobedient at the Oscars? In this situation,
In this situation, she wasn't disobedient.
sorry.
In this situation, she wasn't disobedient. In this particular situation, but it's not. I'm not just talking about the Oscars. I'm talking about he has a willful wife who wants. I'm talking about what happened in their entire relationship. I agree
But
that
we
she.
don't know what happened.
Yes, we do, man. All we gotta do is look at Red Table Talk. Come on, man. We know more shit about. We know more. You know more stuff about what's going on in the Smith house than you do with your next door neighbor. Come on, man. We know more than that. Come on now. All right. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and cycle everybody out. Thank you, ladies. And that's the thing, gentlemen. You don't have any punishments that you can meter out with wives today. You just don't. Not in no consequences, should I say. It is up to women to willingly follow their leader. That's why I push back when women talk about, well, he's the leader and he should have led. How can he do that if you can disobey with no consequence? That's where that bullshit comes from. You cannot make a woman do anything. And if ultimately it's like, well, all right, don't follow, I'm going to leave you. You can only do that. You can only use that threat before it becomes ineffective. Yeah. All right. So, thank you, everybody. Y'all want the guys to call in? Okay, 15 minutes. 15 minutes, gentlemen. You got 15 minutes. Here's the thing. I only want to hear the guys that disagree. If you think that Jada has nothing to do with this, if you think her being a modern woman had nothing to do with driving Will crazy and not love, if you think because I think honestly, I've already said what I think. Yeah, it ain't love. She's driving that man crazy. Oh boy, Crazy in Love. Beyonce, like, damn, we wrote Crazy in Love, but I didn't expect them to take it that damn seriously. Crazy in Love. Yeah, Will is like, shit, man, I'm crazy. Jada, Will, at the end of the day, this is the last time I'm going to talk about this. Friday, you're going to want to tune in. Friday, you want to tune in because I got the rest of the women characters coming out. But Friday, you're going to want to tune in. Oh, my. Let me go ahead and give you a preview of what's coming up on the women's characters. I already talked about it on Instagram. So we already talked about the women characters, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and do the feminine characters. The female characters: the attorney, the marketer / MBA, the realtor, the degree or no degree, the doctor, the PhD, the administrator, the creative, the entrepreneur, and the promoter and event planner. All right, so we've already done the realtor. We're going to go over the attorney. The attorney, I'm calling her Ebony right now. I don't know, I may change it. Her name was Ebony. She went to Georgia Tech. She pledged Delta Sigma Theta. She's a dress size 12 plus. She's a Christian. She lives in Atlanta. She drives her a Mercedes. She lives in a condo. She has a dog. You know, what kind of dog she has? She doesn't have one of them little toy dogs. She's got a good sized dog. Probably like not a pit bull, but like a bulldog, but not a French bulldog. She likes steak and she drinks red wine. Ebony. Let's talk about the next one, the marketer. Kimberly with a Y. She went to Spelman or Dillard. She's definitely an AKA. She's a Christian, but non-denominational. Probably prosperity gospel, something like that. She's a dress size 6 to 8. She lives in Atlanta as well, but she drives a BMW. Maybe even Audi A8, but you know, certain little cute coupe. She lives in a high rise. She got one of them little toy Yorkies. She got one of them little dogs. She loves sushi. Her drink's a Cosmopolitan, and you can always see her in some Chanel, some Saint Laurent, some something like that. Yeah, that's Kimberly with a Y. Let's get on over to Big Shirley. Shirley and Karen. She went to LSU or Georgia. She's a Zeta. She's a Z5B. She dressed size 14 plus. She's a Baptist. Straight up Baptist. She may even mess around and be Kojic on y'all there. She got one of the little short-haired dogs. You know, because, you know, she's making above around 50 plus. She got a short-haired dog, but he want a husky dog. So if you got a husky short-haired dog, that's not a bulldog. She drives like a Honda Accord, a Maxima, something that's mid-size, or even like an SUV, depending on how, she may have an SUV because, she's little. Yeah. She like beef too. She ain't one of these wine drinkers. She's a brown liquor girl. She like bourbon. And she got a home in the burbs. Let's get on over to our doctor. Our PhD. She went to UCLA, University of Chicago, or NYU, one of those. Another one of these AKs. She's definitely more spiritual. She's dress size 8. She lives in Los Angeles, Chicago, New York City, somewhere, maybe even Atlanta. She has a German SUV of some sort. Yeah, she probably has like I don't give her a G-Wagon, but, a Range Rover or something like that, They got a little SUV because, they feel safe and big in those. She's a cat person, though. A cat or one of them little Jack Russell dogs. She's got whatever her pet is, it doesn't require a lot of emotion. So she has a cat because she's emotionally kind of closed off, or she has a highly intelligent pet like a Jack Russell. She may even have a bird. She likes pho. She's a white wine kind of gal, and she lives in an apartment. Let's see. Our realtor. Let's get our college-educated realtor. She went to Howard. Or University of Texas. She's a Christian, dress size 4'6". She's got a French bulldog. She lives in a high rise, but she used to live out in the burbs. She definitely has like a little two-door. She has one of the little Audi A8 coupes. Or a Tesla or something like that. She likes vodka. She wears Valentinos, and she's a vegetarian, vegan wannabe. But she slips around and eats some steak or chicken every now and then. She'll eat a filet or scallops. She'll eat that shit. Now the non-college, the college dropout version, all these things are the same, except she didn't go to Howard. She went to some state school or junior high. DeVry somewhere. I don't know. She's still a Christian. She's a single mother. She's like a dress size 8, 12. She don't have a French bulldog. They cost too much, but she does have a dog. keep a kid company. Oh, God damn it. Oh, it's like a terrier or something. She's got an SUV though. She got an SUV, you know. She dreams of having a Porsche SUV, but she's got something like a Jeep Cherokee or something. Not too expensive, but not German engineering. Yeah. She's another wine girl. She does like she likes Hennessy. She just don't like nobody knowing she like Hennessy. She says she drinks wine. She like hen. Yeah. I'm going to hell. Oh my God. That's only a couple of them. And I still haven't, y'all like those so far? The vegetarian. All right. So let's do a couple of these and get these in here. Surely the biggest. Oh, it's almost 1 o'clock. What am I doing? It's almost 1 o'clock. I'm sorry. We got started late. Oh, all right. Friday, you're going to want to be here for Friday. The show is going to be 2 hours or less on Friday. Tomorrow, I have a Patreon call at Patreon appointment at 9 o'clock. Supposed to do it today, but I'll do it tomorrow. Friday, you're going to want to be here. And then we're going to start putting together all the stuff for these women, because look, a lot of women fall into these categories. It's not just meant to be a parody. It's meant to be a teaching tool. Because at the end of the day, gentlemen, every woman's not Jada. There are a lot of women out there who can be worked with. That's what I want to try to leave this with some hope. I meet more women that can be worked with, but in order to work with these women, you ladies are going to have to understand that you have to do work. You're not ready to go. Tomorrow night, I'm going to sit down with a focus group of about 6 different women, and we're going to just chop it up. I have these focus groups all the time where I get information from the field where the work is real. So I don't just sit around and talk. I talk to women in the field and get their points of view, and I talk to guys too. At the end of the day, whether you like to admit it or not, guys, if World War II is a standard, men and women are very different than we were back then. But you have to find what works for you, what you need. I tell guys, go down in looks to go up in cooperation. And a lot of you ladies are going to have to go down in what you think a man should earn, a lot of other things. But being able to identify what is more likely to have a connection with you matters. Like one of my things, I tell women to go for the boring guy. Women, go for the guy who's boring, average in bed. Where's that? There's a rapper called Lil Dicky. I need to start something called Lil Dick Energy. Lil Dick Energy average pay, and see what women actually hang around. Because it's getting to the point to where women just expect everything. And that's cool. They can expect all that. Let them have their fantasies. The more people can get to where recognizing that they need to choose somebody that's going to be suitable, choose somebody practically, don't choose connection, don't choose chemistry, fuck chemistry. Chemistry was a class. Chemistry is not required for marriage. Connection. Life becomes a routine. Somebody you can be with through the ups and downs. And one of these women in this 8 categories, well, 4 of the 8, there's some over here that they're just fun girls. We're going to figure those out though. So, all right, y'all. That's what it is. Your godfather is always trying to give you things that you can learn from, use. But I got to roll until the next time. I am gone. That's me. Bye, Shirley. I'm a PhD.
I cannot say what's
I'm a PhD.
It's not hard to fool me.
We're back to it on Friday.
I'm addicted to
to the good life. Yeah, lead the way.
Shout out to the attorneys. Shout out to the doctors.
No need to say, I follow.
Shout out to the realtors. Going to hell.